When you become a legitimate royal, all eyes are on you in a different way than before, no matter how famous you were on your own. Even if you're just dating a royal, there are rules and protocols that have to be followed, and if you have a royal wedding, the public is even more intrigued by your relationship and who you are. Take Prince Albert and Princess Charlene of Monaco. The couple met in 2000 at the Mare Nostrum swimming competition. Charlene, an Olympic swimmer, placed first in the 200-meter backstroke at the event. Since then, Albert and Charlene have stayed together, consistently battling rumors of infidelity and speculation that the two are in a relationship for reasons other than love, and the media has been involved in their relationship the entire time. Prince Albert and Princess Charlene got engaged in 2010, and tabloids certainly didn't leave them alone ahead of their 2011 wedding. But as intriguing as their relationship is, Prince Albert and Princess Charlene's wedding was even more interesting. Ungodly expensive and fantastically grand, the second major royal wedding of that year was far more fun to read about than anything concerning the bride and groom's relationship. Instead of speculating about the nature of the royal marriage, let's discuss something we know. Here's what Prince Albert and Princess Charlene's wedding was really like. It was the first royal wedding in Monaco in 55 years. The royal family in Monaco might not be as famous as other royal families around the world, but a past member of its group is a bona fide old Hollywood icon. In 1956, Grace Kelly went from being a Tinseltown starlet to a legitimate princess when she married Prince Rainier. Prior to Prince Albert and Princess Charlene's wedding, this was the most recent royal wedding to take place in Monaco, and it was quite a lavish affair. Grace and Rainier had 600 guests at their wedding, including actor Ava Gardner and famed hotelier Conrad Hilton. The ceremony took place at the St. Nicholas Cathedral in Monaco, and Grace donned in a custom-made gown that was gifted to her by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, the studio that she was contracted with at the time. Grace and Rainier rode down the streets of Monaco after their wedding in a Rolls-Royce convertible, and the night was capped off with a fireworks display. Despite the beautiful event, many have wondered whether Grace was truly happy with her marriage. The day before the wedding, Barbara Walters was in Monaco to conduct an interview with the bride-to-be. In an interview with Walters, the late journalist said, "I said, 'Are you happy?' and Grace said, 'I have a certain peace of mind.'" Walters added, when the interview was over, she almost broke down in tears. The wedding reportedly almost didn't happen. Grace Kelly wasn't the only impending bride whose emotions over her wedding were in question. Prior to Prince Albert and Princess Charlene's wedding, many reports alleged that Charlene did not want to get married and nearly fled Monaco multiple times. Prince Albert has 4 children, 2 of whom were born out of wedlock and prior to his relationship with Charlene. Because of his 2 eldest children, Albert has earned a reputation some see as unfit for a person of his status. Ahead of their wedding, it was reported that Charlene was questioning whether Albert was faithful to her during their relationship, and that the alleged line of questioning almost caused her to leave him. Further rumors swirled, claiming that Charlene was so distressed that in order to calm her down, paternity tests were carried out. Over 10 years later, Charlene addressed the claims that had flooded the tabloids at the time. And then the rumors started. "They said I was running away. Where was I running to? The dark side of the moon?" Charlene said in an interview with People, assuring that she had no intention of ever leaving her then-fiancé. "I think it's impossible though for someone on the outside to understand how awful, how much pressure there was for both of us. Enormous. You wouldn't believe it," Princess Charlene added. "It was a 3-day-long event. Most weddings last 2 days for the bridal party and 1 day for the guests. Anything more than that is often considered extravagant." How, then, would Princess Charlene and Prince Albert's 3-day-long marital affair be described? The events began on June 30, 2011, with an Eagles concert at Stade Louis II Stadium. The following day, the ceremonies began. On Friday, July 1, 2011, Prince Albert and Princess Charlene married in a civil ceremony that took place in the throne room at the Prince's Palace of Monaco, the same room where Prince Albert's parents, Prince Rainier and Grace Kelly, held their wedding ceremony. It was during this ceremony that Charlene officially became a princess. On Saturday, July 2nd, Princess Charlene and Prince Albert held a religious ceremony. The two exchanged vows again in a Catholic service, this time held outside, as the cathedral was not big enough to hold the number of guests invited to the wedding. Onlookers noted that both Albert and Charlene did not display many emotions during the ceremony, but they did smile at each other while exchanging rings. I was worried how things were going to turn out, the sequence of events. I wasn't very relaxed. I think it turned out okay, but it was just so many things to think of, Prince Albert told People of the days-long event.